Hello and welcome to another Be.Tech.Construction lecture in the Building Information Modelling series. What is BIM? Today we're going to be continuing with the BIM Maturity Levels. This is the diagram that's often associated with the BIM Maturity Levels. Take some time to take a look at that if you wish. So BIM Maturity Level 0. This is unmanaged 2D CAD and exchanges paper-based or electronic, so it could be PDF via email. But the CAD is unmanaged, so there's not really set standards within the company of how to draw, and each technician may do slightly different versions of certain things of how they draw, so that it's unmanaged. There's no set in stone way of working in CAD there. There's no real coordination between all the different disciplines. You've got the architect doing his design in CAD, you've got the structural engineer doing his design, you've got the M&E guys doing their pipework and ventilation, and there's no real coordination of these drawings. They're quite difficult to coordinate. In the old days they used to draw on tracing paper so that you could overlay the different designs and get an idea of where the people's items were going. You can do this in CAD. You can overlay other people's designs and get a sense of where their stuff's going, but there's no real coordination in place. A company could be using 3D CAD, but if the information is not being shared properly, there is no coordination, then the BIM standards are not met and it would still be considered BIM level 0. So just because if you're drawing in 3D CAD does not mean you're doing BIM. People have been using 3D CAD for a long time now for different things. That does not make it BIM. BIM Maturity Level 1. So this is managed CAD, 2D or 3D. So there's set standards within the company, agreed standards of ways of working. And the exchange of information is via a common data environment. So the information that one company is sharing with another is all based in a central location, a cloud almost, where all information is updated, uploaded to that central location, and then downloaded by the relevant person to use for coordination or for referencing. So agreed standards, methods and procedures between all working parties on the project. This could be things such as agreed file formats and naming of drawings and documentation. So between all parties working on the project, there are agreed standards, methods and procedures, agreed ways of working. BIM Maturity Level 2, this is where the industry should be at by now. This is the level that you're trying to achieve. Managed 3D CAD, so as we say, managed means agreed ways of working, set ways of working across company. Many 3D models of different disciplines, so all the different designs, whether that's the security design, the architectural design, the windows, the fire and security, it doesn't matter which part of the design we're talking about here. There's many different 3D models of different disciplines. The 3D models will have information attached to them. So if you've looked at one of my earlier videos, we talked about 4D and 5D. So the 3D graphical design could have intelligent information attached to it regarding time or cost. That would be 4D or 5D. The 3D models will be federated to create one master model and coordinated and clash detected. So we get all the different 3D models, we put them all together to make a digital representation of that building to see what it would look like, and also to check if any areas are clashing. If there's a pipe going through a steel beam, for example, that would be a typical example, but it could be anything. There could be if two things are trying to take up the same space, we have a clash. All files will be uploaded and downloaded via a common data environment, so the same as BIM Level 1. There's one central location where all work is uploaded to, and then it's checked and it passes through various gateways, but eventually it will be downloaded by the relevant people to be used for whatever they need it for. And an agreed BIM execution plan, so agreed right from the start of how BIM is going to be used, up to what level of BIM is going to be used. This is all agreed at the start in the BIM execution plan or BEP. Clearly defined documentation to be produced, so everybody knows who's doing what. It's already been agreed right from the get-go. It's been agreed who's responsible for which job, who's carrying out what work, when that work is going to be produced by. We have things like milestones and this kind of thing. BIM Maturity Level 3, so we're not there yet. This is a sort of open to debate as to what BIM Level 3 will look like, but it's likely to use something like the IFC file. Please see my video on the IFC file to understand exactly what that is, for a fully open process. So sharing between different softwares will not be a major problem. At the moment we do have the problem of, if we have many different companies using different BIM software, they're not necessarily compatible. Just because they're BIM software doesn't mean that you can open a model made in Revit. You can't open that model in ArchiCAD, Graphisoft ArchiCAD. You can do something called export to an IFC, which will give you a version of the original, but it can't be edited or worked from. It's a reference file only. So perhaps BIM Level 3, that won't be such a problem. Perhaps we could edit in one design, and that file could be exported to IFC and be edited in the other software. I don't know what BIM Level 3 looks like, but we'll surely be finding out in the coming years. So thank you. That's been another Be.Tech.Construction lecture, finishing off the series of what is BIM.